Hello YouTube from a not too distant future, Insane Monster here once again for Warcraft 3 Re-Reforged Let's Dev. Still in the Keys of the Tree Moon, and here we are working on doodads. As you can see from last Let's Dev, I've made quite a lot of progresses for what concerns the general map layout, doodads, placing, terrain decorations, and also unit placing. I also written the AI of these troops, while it's not yet assigned, and imported some triggers, which is stuff I can work on, but I guess not today, we shall see. So, for today's stream I would like to focus myself on decorations, and in general adding more rocks in the places where they are sorely needed. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Okay. Rocks. Remember the rocks. Hello, Ransepia. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to have all you guys here. You know, last period is not the best one, so I appreciate that. Rocks and trees, yes. That's Quel'Thalas in a nutshell. You know, I'm incredibly tired of seeing the advertisement of Azeroth Reborn saying stuff like, better than Reforged. I mean, not true. Especially graphically wise, not true, so I really don't like that. Ah, Ransepia, I appreciate that. Good to see you. Good to see me. Cool. I apologize, I missed last stream, but if you are in the Discord, you know why. So yeah, it's the classic campaign remade in StarCraft 2, and the advertisement campaign is all like shitting on Reforged. And while I might agree that Reforged is not the best possible product, I think it looks better than Classic anyway. Whatever the pros might see and say. I mean, try to do something like this in Classic and tell me this is not recognizable. I mean, these are even custom models. I'm really curious to see if when Stormgate comes out, it's better than Reforged. I like this thing that I want to see if Stormgate campaign can fight against Re-Reforged. You never heard of Azeroth Reborn? It's evident you are not a StarCraft player. It's something in StarCraft. They made was what was more profitable. I can tell you that making a campaign is incredibly costly. I would say that campaigns are cost ineffective because they cost a lot and you play them once. You may tell me, but I played the Warcraft 3 campaigns more than once. Yes, of course, but the average player does not. So it costs a lot. Multiplayer in general has always greater replay value. Yeah, poor Azeroth Reborn can stand before the might of Re-Reforged. But they can make the content much faster. That's true. Because, of course, if you don't need to remake everything from scratch, you can work much faster. Flynn, I guess you're not the average casual Warcraft 3 players, otherwise you will not be here. You cannot think using yourself as a reference metric. This is the worst mistake you can do, especially when thinking about user base. For example, take me. I never, ever played the Reforged campaigns. I played Warcraft 3 campaigns a lot of times over the year, but never played Reforged ones because they were left me nothing. There's nothing left for me actually. Hello Dagran, welcome. I will call this the post-war stream. It's like the Fallout TV show. People watching insane people watching insane work are usually nerds who really love Warcraft 3. And how can I blame them? Cannot blame them. They are right. Also, people watching me work, now I have an understanding of how much work is required to do basics shit. I mean, how much work is required to make a fucking AAA RTS game? The winged altar? What do you mean? This? This is not a winged altar. This is a tower. Sun Fury Spire main tower. Ardenaz might have ideas. So, some rocks here and there. You see so much work, which will usually not even be seen by the player. The player sees it, but they don't understand they are seeing it. It's pointless for me. If you want to do it for yourself, fine. But I don't need it. What I have is what I need. Actually, have I named this correctly? Let me check. Because maybe the name was not correct. What was the name of the stream? Don't remember. You know what? I don't care. We start caring back with time. For now, the fact that I'm streaming alone, it's enough. Key of the three doodads. I like that. That is cool. It's cool as fuck. I like this. Do you have any more doodads? Yeah, that's probably the name of the old stream. I mean, who cares? Still the same thing, right? Probably this one would have been let's make it beautiful or something like this. But it's beautiful already. I worked on it off stream, so... We demand additional doodads. Yeah, I like that. That's also a cool name. We need to keep Warcraft 3 alive. You must construct additional doodads. So people, what do you tell me? What are you looking forward in this map? What are you looking forward the most in this map? Besides its obvious awesomeness. Everything. That's not an answer. That's a clever non-answer. Protoss Easter egg. I mean... You know that I don't know which Easter egg to place on this map? I'm not really in the mood for Easter eggs. Like... Fuck Easter eggs. There are in Re-Reforged Easter eggs about my old girlfriend, so fuck Easter eggs. They're not cool. Hello, Dekumi, welcome. I yet to decide which codex to put here. Imagine that the thing I'm most looking forward to it is the AI. You understand I'm an engineer, right? So I'm looking forward to the AI. I want to see the AI at work and see it being fun. Some of you lamented the previous map was too hard. So this one will be harder in response. Rocks. It wasn't hard, Valiant. You didn't report anything, so I do not accept your words. Ask Elejon if it was hard or not. Do you have children, Deikumi? Yeah, I don't want some path to be the hard way. At least not on all difficulties, only on hard. Your sister kids. I like kids. This morning I went to the swimming pool and there was this kid, like, I don't know, 12 years old, which was not really good at swimming, and was in the same lane I was, and I was like, oh no, poor children, poor child is going to be like hit by people. So I tried to help him and teach him some stuff. But I really like children. Not in a weird way. I mean, I like to help children, teach children, and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. And I remember that on YouTube and on Twitch, you have to be careful what you say. So I really like children, but not in weird, inappropriate ways. I like children, like to teach them, to play with them. It's fun. And they are also very honest. They don't lie. Yeah. There is this some people that say like something like, I don't like children. They are don't know how to stay with them. I can't understand this kind of people, because children are very easy to understand. They don't lie. They are not hypocritical. They tell you the truth. They tell you what they feel. So it's easy to understand and stay with them than with other people, which you have always to worry about them being dishonest. Depends how young, Flynn. Which age are we talking about? In general, I would say that they don't lie up to 4 or 5 years old. Then they might, depending on education and attitude, I would say. But even their lies are easy to understand if you are an adult. My now ex-girlfriend, she always told me like something like, I don't know how to act with children. I never interacted with children. I was like, God, you need to interact with children, they're fun. When a young girl or a young boy tells you something, better listen to them. They're probably telling you the truth. Maybe they're not expressing them correctly, maybe it might be harsh, but they are telling you the truth. If they come to you and tell you, oh, you're ugly as fuck, that's probably the case. Better start working on yourself. I see. In the middle of our enlightened discourse about children and lying, there is a very interesting question. Why spamming Fountain of Life as doodads in the map? So, what is a Fountain of Life? A Fountain of Life is a magical fountain. And what are the trees, rocks, terrain, and waters of Quel'Thalas if not magical? So the general idea is to give you the impression that you are in a magical land. And if you noticed, in the previous map there are fountains, but not fountains of life, only fountain of mana. I like this thing. I really like it. Sometimes I even put roots around it. Yeah, that's a moonwell. That's a moonwell recolored a bit and used as a structure. You can find it in many places in this map and the other one. You have to understand that I have no real guideline to follow for Quel'Thalas, so I decided to improvise a little bit and make some cool stuff as I go. Yeah, the pin tree. Here we have the pin tree. I think it looks better now, right? A bit less pink than before. Gorgeous. At least now I know how to make Outlast. That's an important achievement. I see less people today, but I imagine that since this was advertised much less than usual. Yes, but Quel'Thalas was not made for Reforged. So I don't have Reforged stuff, okay? So I have to come up with my own stuff. Okay. This. No, it's a bit better. Right, it's of course not finished. So, of course, there's something very important missing, which is some rocks. You always want some rocks, right? Not too big this time. Here we are. Here we are. Pop, 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 pop. Perfect. Maybe that's even better. Okay, and then stuff like that. It likes how you look too. Weird. Okay. Okay. Making this stuff, it's incredibly lengthy. Takes a ton of time. Okay. Okay. A rocky tree, yeah. Consider this is the final place where Sylvanas. This is in the cinematic, so this should be very decorated. This is going to be seen from very up close. So, to make things even more fun, next week, I think I will add some yellow tulips, yes. I like to show air with the recurring yellow tulips. This week, I'm going to have surgery on my shoulder. Nothing big, but since next time you will see me with without my right arm, okay? So it will be blocked. I will try to make this also with one hand only, but I will need to see if I manage to do so. Because as you can see here, I'm using the keyboard and the mouse, both ends. So 3 maps plus interlude. No, I'm not removing my arm. I'm fixing my right shoulder. Removing your arm. That will be terrible. Terrible surgery. What do I need? Two arms? I can do with just one arm. Yes, I will try to make a stream, but I will need to test if I can work a little bit. Problem is that by being this close here, it's a problem to handle the mouse. So unless I found a way to handle the mouse like this, maybe I should reorganize stuff. That would be very tiring, but I will try. We shall see. Alterac interlude. Sorry, the Alterac interlude. Yes, that's what's been included here. I mean, my supporters voted for this to be the schedule of this part, this campaign. The next one will be 2 acts again, okay? So, 3 acts, just this one. Next one will be again in 2 acts. I think 2 acts might work better if I am working faster. People will be more interested. After all, my Patreon still works, even though I'm feeling there is a bit less interest in the project in general. From the general audience, I mean. There is less interest in Warcraft in general. Sorry. Fine. Replacing with a robot arm. That seems a really cool idea, right? Oh, yeah. I will make the vodka elemental. Least looking forward. Least looking forward. Already resurrect. I need to resurrect from my depression more than that, but okay. So the mission I'm least looking forward to remake. In general, the mission I want the least to remake are the ones that are most complex to remake. So missions with a lot of custom stuff, like these missions in Quel'Thalas, like Doran. Of all campaigns, probably the mission which will be harder to make will be the 3rd Arc mission, the one with all the human bases, because I want a custom sub-faction for each one of them. And this is going to be incredibly expensive. So that's what I don't want to see. The one I'm looking forward the most. It's probably the mission against scenarios, because I liked it just because like that. But just personal taste. How long are you making maps here? What do you mean delay? Today or in general? Because if the question is in general, that's a very long ass time. If the question is today, 42 minutes plus I worked on it today like at least a couple hours. It was not only the only thing I had to do today, but at least a couple hours I worked on it today. And in general, it has been like since 2020. So it's been 4 years. 4 years of Warcraft 3 Re-Reforged. 3 years of Patreon. That's something to always remember. When I feel sad, I should think, hey man, you run this project for like 4 years and you keep your Patreon alive and well, growing it for 3 years. When I started, Patreon was very different. And also, I never thought it would have been working. I always thought nobody's going to support me. Let's see if I get at least like 10 subscribers, and then, oh my god, I got 30. Thank you, San Xerox, appreciate that. A hero of the Warcraft 3 community. Doesn't take a lot to be a hero nowadays, right? With the amazing work done by Blizzard. Tronka, Mikol, welcome. Yes, full orcs are great. Or chaos orcs, like they were called in the beginning. Hello, Bloody Bass. You missed before I went live, so sorry. Before I started the recording, you missed a very sad streamer. Then you missed a lot of talks about how to handle children in a teaching kind of environment, and also you missed quite a lot of rocks. A hero. You know, I always says it like I was the right person at the right place in the right time. Because you have to know that I never played World of Warcraft, so I'm not probably your average Warcraft fan. I don't feel like I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Warcraft 3. I'm not a fan of Warcraft in general. More of Warcraft 3. And when I thought that I could do better, I just did. And it worked. And everything else is history. I mean, if you think these are finished triggers, yeah, it's not finished. These are the triggers of the previous map. Luckily for you, 75% of the triggers are the same. So it's very similar. Haha. I made it. And also you're missing quite a lot of doodads, all the cinematics, all the balancing. You're missing some stuff. But I think I will take less time than the other one to make, because I have much less new things to make for this one, with respect to the previous one. What were my emotions? No. You have to know that custom campaigns are barely working. And whenever have you wondered why I'm working with single maps in folder structure, and only at the end I port them to the custom campaign. I do this because custom campaign takes a ton of time to save and load, and they can corrupt files. So I am trying to avoid them as much as possible when developing. So the fact that I'm developing a custom campaign, it's cool, but at the same time it's an hassle from the point of view of actual making stuff. Also, it forced me to remake a ton of stuff I had already made, and I'm not finishing porting completely back the original shape, with more stuff, of course, like the Scourge of Lordaeron. Yes. The only thing that I always feel weird about is like, why isn't Blizzard just calling me and telling me, hey man, do this for us, we pay you that each month, you are forced to make a campaign each X time, bye bye. I mean, this will cost them nothing, and the community will be happy, and I am doing it anyway. So why not take part of the glory? I mean, it's so weird. If they do that, their reputation will increase incredibly more, and they need that because the reputation sucks right now. I see, today we are only 20, only 20. It seems that my personal problems are impacting my streaming quality and performances. You want to see, Dilly, do you want to see a cinematic? Do you want to see the source code of a cinematic in one of my maps? Besides the fact you can open my maps, because my maps are fully open, and you can check them out if you wish. But you want to see it right now? I can show you one. It's not of this one, it's of the previous one. It's copy-pasted in this one, but I can show you. Do you want to see it? Hello, Lucas. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to have a recurring audience. Okay, are you ready, my man? I think. Or my girl, if you're a girl. Say hello to our cinematic. That's a cinematic. Actually, if you want to be honest, from here to here is the first cinematic of the previous map, map 3. All of that stuff. That's it. It is code. It's not that much. Also, I do it live sometimes. Ajan knows it very well. All my cinematics are standardized. So if you want to make cinematics the way I do, you can copy-paste my stuff and start working on it by studying the way I do. I can promise you that you might not eyeball all of your cameras, but you should be able to create decent flowing cinematics which have a standardized structure and input. It is a ton of stuff. This is what Azeroth Reborn cannot understand. I will never understand. How it is to make a cinematic in Re-Reforged. Actually, to make them in StarCraft 2 will be easier because they have the cinematic editor, which is more powerful. Mine use all the tricks, like you see here. Apply camera, focal distance, depth of field, ambient sounds. You have to take care of the fact you can skip. Then you apply another camera, fade in, and this is just the fade in. This is standard here, with the music you select and the volume of it. Then here you have a line, play dialogue, because you want a lip sync, and so on and so forth, and you move everything. I use all of these additional triggers because I need some stuff to happen in parallel. When you need stuff to happen in parallel, you cannot use one trigger, because a trigger is sequential. You need to use different triggers, because each trigger is a virtual thread, which is still executed on only one thread, because the game is single-threaded, but they are running in parallel. So you can do more stuff at once, or at least it seems so. Imagine like a round robin. You do a bit of that, a bit of that, a bit of that, a bit of that, and each one of them is independent and sequential. And considered atomic beside of the weights. Here we are. Yeah, when it finally works, the result is rewarding. I can tell you that to make everything look smooth, it's more than just triggers. You need to eyeball the cameras. So you need to see the cameras and tell, okay, this camera now is what's fit the most. This camera here, it is what we need. And naturally, this is not something you can do easily. You have to learn it by experience and also have some talent. There are people which really are not good at making good cameras shot. Just like in real life, there are people which are not good at take photos, take pictures, the same thing. Camera shots. If you can understand why a picture is good or bad, then you're probably good enough to work on cinematics. Also, it is very much the same of working with the original Warcraft 3. The only difference is that the more powerful graphic do you have, the more complex it becomes, because you are more going to run into the uncanny valley issue. If you have very bad graphics, there is no problem if your animation looks stiff, because they are not required to look good. They are very simple animations. While in other cases, you need them to look good, if the graph is good. Absolutely not. All the lines are in this one trigger. These other triggers are used for movements, and you can see the names. Cinematic 01 Evil Artist teleport from 00 to 01. Cinematic 01 Evil Artist move from 01 to 02. Cinematic 01 Necromancer, this should be singular, but doesn't matter. Necromancer Hey moved from 00 to 01. Cinematic 01 Necromancer Hey arrived to 01. Cinematic 01 Prisoner dies. Cinematic 01 Kiltuzad appear. Cinematic 01 Kiltuzad disappear. These are run from the main trigger, which is the one running also all of the dialogue lines. I do this because they need some kind of how can I say that? Thing that's on the border. Some kind of border, some kind of thing that separates them from the general environment. Frame. Yeah, frame. Perfect word. Frame. That's what I'm looking for. Now it looks more natural. Okay. So for this one map, since you are going deeper inside Quel'Thalas, I'm using the tree crown also as bush, so I usually apply it in some places. It's less strong bush, it's a bit less dense, I would say. But I like to use it because it has the same colors of the trees, so it make a bit of variations. That's fine in certain places. And now I'm remembering that I also had a ton of other doodads to add. It's like a never-ending work, but at the end it ends. And I must tell you that this is the most relaxing work I can do. If I feel stressed or burnout, I can add doodads for hours, and it relaxes me. All the cinematic are voiced using the dialogues of the game, cut lines from the game, or even new lines in some edge cases. Most of the time I prefer to not use additional voice line because of translation. Have you ever played it, Dilly? Have you played Re-Reforged campaigns? Because the fact you asked this seems like you never played them. Yes, I'm trying to make my own. So if you played them, why are you asking that? But failing. You're trying to do what? Another Re-Reforged campaign? Have I a competitor? Is there competition rising? You have to know that when I started, there was some competition for me. There was one guy named Dexter who remade all of the campaigns by just adding some little bits here and there in each one of the cinematics. Yes, it's like painting. Cheers, Bloody Bass. Thank you. So what do you mean you're failing? Explain me. Explain the Re-Reforger. How can you fail that? Painting is a good comparison, yeah. It's very similar. Oh. Oh, you wrote me on Discord, I think. Is that you? You have to connect using specific triggers. You have to connect. Let me show you. Here. You have to connect a sound to a specific file, a FaceFX file from the game, and then you have to add the tag and the name of the animation you wanted to perform. You cannot use other animations. My personal suggestion, use animation from the quotes, the unit quotes, the ones which have base SD. If they have bases deep, they are from the unit quotes. You need a sound, so you can make an empty sound, long as much as you want it to talk, and it's done. That's it. In general, the length of the animation here is the same as the length of the original dialogue. So you can get that too and make a silent sound in Adobe Audition if you want. I hope it answers your question. Okay, so bushes. Make an empty sound of the length you want the portrait to be shown, and I would say the animations to be performed. If you have an animation of 10 seconds, you use a sound, an empty sound of 10 seconds. Simple as that. Ah, beautiful. Wondrous, eternal quote, alas. Ah, beautiful quote, alas. If you have any suggestion for me, I'm open to them. Yes. You import it in the import manager, you make a sound in the sound editor, and then you use in as a variable like I do. Simple as that. I know maybe I give you the impression that some stuff I make them feel simpler than they are. But trust me, it's just a matter of learning stuff. The best thing you can learn in your life is how to learn. If you're good at learning, you don't have any issue. Ever. I'm not scared of learning new things. And nobody should be. Sometimes I'm afraid I'm exaggerating with the doodads. Remember. The 1st of November. No, you are ugly as fuck. Now that's a bit better. You're good. That is never enough, though. That's just your impression. You know, I have to live with very, very complex stuff. Like, I have to fight against CSW, do that style. And I'm afraid I cannot win against the maps made by Mr. Goblin. It's really impossible. I think, yes, there is. But it's too vague to be meaningful. Remember, they have competition now. They even removed the cliffs by using doodads. Something I'm not willing to do. Okay. Blades of Grass. You are challenging me? Is that a challenge? Yes, Tilly. Check my stuff. Auto stuff is made and described in a way that should be easy to understand. My goal is to empower the community to make stuff like I do. To hopefully create a new standard of Blizzard-like maps. For ages, Blizzard campaigns have been the standard. I aim to replace that standard. But that should not only be with the players, also with the map makers. I like how hard it is personally. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't afford to have all the time to do all the that spam they do. And yeah, Mr. Goblin, I know it's not spam, it's carefully placed, but still spam for the amount, okay? I mean, you're using a ton of them. That's what I mean. No. I have people making models for me. The new standard is insane. That has two different meanings, and I like both of them. The new vanilla Warcraft. Yeah, that's the goal. To be the new vanilla Warcraft 3. That's the goal. If I manage that, I'm happy. I don't want to be some edgy mod. I want to be the new vanilla. To beat the mega corporation of their own game. Let me save. Imagining if an electromagnetic explosion deletes everything would be very, very sad. Down. Oh, sorry. Clicked on the wrong button. Down, down, down by the river. Okay. I mean, that's filled my heart with joy. And in a period such as this, I really appreciate these words. I must tell you that when I play my own stuff, yes, eventually I get bored, but not so much. And this is one of the things I'm striving for, to make something worth replaying, which is not really common for mods. Usually mods, by being edgy and weird, they have not a lot of replay value. And I think Re-Reforged has it. Oh, bloody bus, you too nice. Sadly, the later campaign has many more maps than I do. So there is that. You're asking if I made new abilities? Are these enough to you? Consider that all the purple stuff is made by me. You do them with the object editor, like the upgrades, like the buffs, like the doodads, like the destructibles, like the items, like the units. And yes, you have to follow hard-coded abilities unless you want to trigger them yourself. I try to avoid this as much as possible because I can easily put object references inside the campaign, but I cannot put triggers inside the campaign. So I have to copy paste them. If I make a mistake, to fix it, I need to still keep and check all the copy paste across all the maps, which is very, very tiring and sad. In a normal world, I will probably be remaking the campaign of Warcraft 3 with some general support from a sane company. But we are not in the world of sane companies. We are in the world where good developers of good games are fired because reasons, and their companies dissolved. If there is no default ability that does this, you have to trigger it. You can do it by yourself. I don't think there is a default ability doing this, so you cannot do it. Not easily, at least. Like, I wanted to make an ability that a glyph that you can pick it and increase the amount of gold you harvest. That's pretty easy for all races beside undead. So I have to invent the most weird stuff in the world to make it work for undead. Okay. No, night elves have the right hard-coded command. It's just the undead. And if you ask why, because I'd say damn it. The haunted gold mine, it's a very weird structure. Basically, the amount of gold you harvest from an haunted gold mine is not determined by the acolyte, but is determined by the building. So it's incredibly weird because it's all reversed, and so you have to trigger it. And I trigger it. Basically, when you pick this glyph, you change the gold mine. You swap the unit with another unit, and it remembers all the acolytes connected, and it automatically makes them work again, because otherwise they will still be harvesting ghost gold mine and do nothing. So incredibly weird. I have to do a ton of stuff. Consider that this part here is designed. This part from here to down here is designed to work for this. And there is also stuff in the object creator and initialization. So all of this stuff, it's needed to control it, okay, to make sure it works. Sadly, that's how it works. Yeah, the Glyph of Avarice is a very cool thing. Each time you pick it, remember how much love and effort went into making it. Because you should not give it for granted. It is not granted. So, I guess it's time. Even too much. Okay, and then we have the lily pads. Yeah, just a few tulips. So tiny. Okay. Down, down, down. Okay. This is why this. That's a good. That will be a good question. Basically, this cannot be affected by blight, so I can decorate it. That's it. Just this. Okay. Yes. This is something you have to design around. No way around it. Like this place here will not be affected by blight. Or if it does, this is not affected anyway, so you can keep it like it is. Or this. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Like this is a decorated area now. Like people say, in game you will never be able to see something like this. Like it's something like this, you need to really... Oh god, look at it. Very up close. This is something I really like. You want to feel surprised. This is what you want it to be, Dagran. If you want it to be an Elven fishing spot, it will be. You need to see dead people to appreciate it all. What do you mean, dead people? Thank you, Dilly. What's in my mind? Nothing. A decoration that I thought it looked cool. And so I decided to to make it. That's just it. Very, very simple. Very easy. Ah, okay, yeah, it's true. And not let me even start in the water decorations. There are not water decorations yet. I yet to make them. So if we want, we can keep decorating this. So, water stuff. You probably want a small robot here. Then you want some lily bats floating. Here we are. Then you probably want some bubbles. And then some fish school. Some bigger fish. And here we are. Then, if you really want to add something else, should be an Ashen Valley, I think, with structure, maybe. Don't remember the name. Pier. It won't appear. We cannot appear. And here we are. I hope you like this. A small angle of paradise. But it's basically everything. And this should work very well whatever I do with the terrain. Even if I have to blight it. Ooh, water. Designing water. And water comes. Oh. Ah. Fuck it. Okay. Okay. Water elemental. No, I cannot. Not in the editor. If I blight stuff in the editor, it will erase the underground terrain. So I'm not going to do that. But trust me, it will look good. I can eyeball it quite well now. Okay. And yeah, people, if you see me now, follow me on my social media, it's appreciated. Okay. Okay. You have to learn how to make triggers. When you learn how to make triggers, you will understand that your question doesn't make any sense. It is just a point of learning triggers. It's like asking me, how can I learn to cook eggs? I will just tell you, learn how to cook. And by doing so, you'll probably be in a very good shape to learn how to cook eggs. No, don't like you. I think there are, but you should go to iWorkshop and ask help there. I mean, I can teach you how to work with triggers. Also, I'm a professional programmer. I'm a software engineer, so not the best. I mean, I could teach you stuff, but it requires a lot of time. Yes, I want to change it to a little bit more greenish color while you build the corpse bridge. But this should not affect any of the doodads. Perfect stuff. I mean, isn't this very gorgeous looking? Okay. You like this? The cliff coming down? Do you think? I mean, from here, looks fine. It's Blizzard stuff, okay? I've not made them. It's all Blizzard default stuff. You still think the grass looks off without the lighting? I think it's the lighting. You see? I guess in the game it doesn't work like this. It will not be the same. Probably because this is considered doodad and it's enlightening it in another way. I don't really know. The lighting engine of this game is not good. Not at all. It's a very old boy. Okay. Okay. Okay, more or less. Okay. Pretty neat. It could have been worse. It takes quite a lot of time to do all this stuff, but... Huh? Why am I not going there? Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. Even too much. Yes. Let's add some curtail. Okay. Let's add a small rock here. That's not really small, but I will make it smaller. Here we are. Here we have a small rock. And here we go. Okay. Very good. Now, let's make Dagger happy. Here we are. Okay, 2 pures. And then let's add some lily pads. Then we have the robot. Cool. Let me see what's underneath. Let's see if we can. Okay. A bit better. Okay. Like this. I like that. So we are making a pretty nice map. I am quite happy with the results. So let me save, and I will stop the recording here for YouTube. So this is the end of the VOD for the people on YouTube, so that I will remain a little bit with the people on Twitch for a little while longer. So people from YouTube from a not too distant future, thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoyed this VOD, this Let's Dev. I hope you enjoyed see me placing some doodads, and you can think that this environment looks as good as I think. And well, remember to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to join the lives on Twitch, and you can support the project on Patreon. With that said, see you on the next Let's Dev.